Hi everyone. I thought I would just come on and do a little bit more of this squishy journal that we've been working on. And rather than actually work within the journal, I've got some bits and pieces left over on my desk, and I thought what I would do is to kind of make a bit of a collage of them so that we can cut it up, like make a little mini A4 size masterboard so that we can cut it up and use it for some sort of tags or journal cards and things to go into the journal. So that's my plan, and I'm just not going to think about it too much. I'm just going to slap it all down. My friend gave me some coloured card, so that's all good. I'm going to use the green because we've making a sort of botanical style journal, so green seems like a good colour. So I'm using Mod Podge. I'm not putting too much Mod Podge down because otherwise it will get very, very wet and everything just gets sort of soaked. So I try to keep it so it doesn't get too soggy. Let's just do that for now. That way around. What have we got here? And these pages are just these strips, sorry, are basically what I cut off of the pages that I've used in the signature pages. So that's where they've come from. So they should kind of match up with a lot of what we've got going on in the journal. And like I say, it really doesn't matter what way round we go with this stuff, how we kind of use it. We don't need to think too much about it. I think sometimes we can all overthink what we're doing with putting bits of collage down. What's that? What else have we got? Got a bit of this. Let's just tear that up. It's quite warm in this flat today, so it wouldn't surprise me if this all dries very quickly. I love that paper, that kind of rusted turquoisey paper. It's so nice. So actually what we'll do is, hello Merlin. Merlin's up on my windowsill. Let's just stick this down. Getting all gooey. Oops, that was a bit heavy-handed. Let's spread that out a bit. Okay, let's go. What's that? Where can we put you? Stick you down here. do like the kind of torn edges to be showing, but we can cover quite a lot of that up with other bits and bobs, so none of it really matters at this stage. It's just a matter of getting something down on the paper to kind of cover the card. Let's just tear that off. Uh-oh. I think someone might be coming. Could have a gluey cat if he decides to walk over this. Maybe don't walk over this, Merlin. Let's move it, because he's coming whether we like it or not. Come on then. There's a good boy. There we go. Let's just stick that down. And it's fine to leave the edges hanging off. We're going to trim it anyway. So it all can just, and this kind of like white edge where we've torn the paper, doesn't matter. We can cover that up with something else. Absolutely fine. Let's just do that. Just cover that up with a bit of music paper. Easily done. Easily done. Right, okay, so what have we got left here that we can use? Use this bit down here, I think. What's that? Just stick that down there. Right, what have we got that we can use in the little square bits here? That'll go in there quite easily. That's fine. What else have we got that we can stick in here? That's that. I'm just going to stick this along the bottom. Like that. We'll stick this over here. That's all of that. So all I need now is something to go in this little square. What have we got that we could use? Yeah, my Mod Podge is drying really quickly today. And I think that's because it is very hot in this room. Okay, let's see if that would fit in there. Yeah, I think it will. So what we'll do is we'll glue that there. And put some on here as well. It's drying so quickly. That's it. Let's put it that way around. Okay, let me just glue that down. Right, that is that. All done. No problems. So now I'm just going to use some little bits that I've got laying around to just sort of soften up so it's not all just sort of straight lines. Put this. Tear this down a little bit. nothing needs to be worried about whether it's sort of lined up. You can just slap it down wherever you want to slap it down. Just going to put some of this along this edge. What's that? Anything else we need to put in here? Just put that down there. Overthinking. So easy to get into overthinking mode. Actually, I'm just going to stick it diagonally. And I think that has used up most of my little bits and bobs that were hanging around on the paper. Put this here. Actually, I'm just going to put it. Okay, so that has used up all the bits that I have left on my desk. So all I'm going to do now is just lightly go over the page with the Mod Podge, which is, as I say, drying up so quickly because of this room being so warm. It is ridiculous. I mean, it's not even at the end of April. This flat is already roasty toasty, which is fine if you like that, but I don't really, so boo boo. All right, let's just turn this around the way. So get that all like that. I think I have it all covered now. That still feels a bit dry, but that was one of the first bits I put down, so not surprising. Try and get some of these wrinkles out. I don't worry too much about the wrinkles, to be honest, because, you know, when you're sort of making a junk journal, it doesn't really matter that much. So there we go. I'm going to leave that to dry, and I will come back to it once it's dried up and we can put some finishing touches to it, because I've got some other things that I want to do with that. So I'll leave that for now, and I'll be back again later to finish it off once it's dried. Hi everyone. Sorry about that. So I've let the collage dry, and I just thought I would add a few more bits and pieces to it. I will trim off what needs to be trimmed off first. I always quite like this when you've only sort of seen it with the bits kind of hanging off. That wasn't a brilliant bit of trimming. You could do this with a paper trimmer if you wanted to. But I quite like this kind of, when you see the first kind of reveal of what it actually looks like when it's all trimmed. just... There we go. So that is how it looks trimmed. So I'm going to keep these little bits just... Sorry, I'm not sure why I've got a cough. I keep these little bits just for a minute in case there are any little areas that I feel like I need to cover up, or I need a little bit of something on there. So this is our base now. So I thought what I would do is stick some more stuff on. I thought I would use a doily up here. That will give it a bit of texture as well. So let me just, what should I do? I'll stick it in that corner for now. I'm going to use the glue stick rather than put more Mod Podge on it at the moment, because I think that might make it a little bit too wet. Although that has dried incredibly quickly. So let's just put this in the corner. Should all be fine. I will trim this off straight away so that it doesn't all get in the way. And also I might want to put some down into the other corner. There we are. That is still a bit sticky because the glue will kind of come through, make your hands a bit sticky. And so I'll save that doily in case we want to put some more on there. What's that? Okay, and the other thing I thought I would do, I don't know if I've shown you this recently or not, sorry if I have, is to use a napkin. So let me just get that out of the way so it doesn't get stuck on the glue. Let's get that right. Okay, so when you've got napkins, what you want to be doing is taking them down to just a single ply. And most of these napkins that you get have 3 plies. So the way I get them off is to use a bit of tape. I'm just going to trim this away a minute. Been using that tape to get my stickers off. All right, let's see what we've got. So you only need a tiny bit. There we go. Put that there for now. Okay, so all you need to do is literally just dab it with your tape and then pull it off. And you can keep these other pliers. You have to be a bit gentle with it because it can just tear the whole thing. You can use these pliers as well. You can use them to sort of just soften, oops, sorry, just knocked you, soften up something on the collage. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. There's another layer to come off, so let's get the other bit of tape. There we go. So that's got that. Now we can just pull all of that off, like that. Okay. There we go. So this will be quite see-through, so you'll still be able to see some of what's going on behind it. You won't be able to see everything that's going on behind it. So I think what I will do is, for now, I'm going to cut this in half. Actually, I'm just going to cut the quarter. Just trying to decide whether I prefer the bun. Actually, I will do that. Because when I trim it up, there'll be more flowers there, so that once I trim it, you should get a flower or two on a couple of different items. So let me just quickly stick this down because it's coming up. That's you. Push you down there. Okay, so I'm just going to, don't really want to cover up the doily, so I'm just going to use that much, I think, of the napkin. So I'm just going to pop glue all over the area that I want it to go on. Like that. And just stick down our paper doily. There we go. I've just got a load of glue on my fingers, so I could just stick that down there. Doesn't really matter if it wrinkles. If you want it completely smooth, just be really gentle with how you put it down. Now I've already torn this, so you can see that it's quite flimsy, but you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Thank goodness it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Let's just get rid of that. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue down here and stick that down. Okay, so that is that. And then you could use this little bit down here if you wanted to, or you could use the other bit of the doily napkin up here, which is actually what I think I might do, because that I think looks quite pretty. So I'm going to cut up a bit more. Oh, actually I've already got one of those over there. Right, so I'm going to cut it down a little bit so that it's not square. It's quite hard to cut nicely. You can get raggedy edges because it is so thin. Oops, there we go. Okay, I'll pop that there for now. Right, put that there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, get myself a rough idea. You could actually draw around this if you wanted to, but I'm just going to guess. I might actually put it down into this corner. So we've got a bit more going on down here. Right, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Now I'm just roughly guessing where it's going to go. The good thing about using a glue stick is if you do put glue into areas where it's not really needed, it will just dry up and you won't be able to see it, so it's fine. Just gonna see, that's not too bad actually. Not too bad of a guesstimate of where that was going to go to. So I can just go under there. Okay, so we're all set with that. Okay, so I'm thinking that that's starting to look really pretty. Okay, so that's okay. That's not bad at all. So if you wanted to kind of dull down an area on your collage, you could use what's left of your plies. You know, if you have like one of the plies, you could literally lay that over the top of your collage so that it kind of dulls it all down a little bit. I'm not really sure whether I want to do that or not. I'm having a debate with myself about it, about whether I want to do that or not. And I'm not sure that I do really. I might just leave this to dry. See if I want to do any more with it. It's got something there that's kind of falling off. I'm just going to trim it off. I want to let that glue dry, because what I think I might do is do some stamping over this. Yeah, I might just do that. I might just leave that to dry for now and use some ink and do some stamping over it. So I'll leave that to dry again, and I'll call that a day for this this video. And I'll do some more on it in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. If you do like watching these sort of things, or there's anything specific you'd like to see me do, please pop a comment down below. Like, subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will catch you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.